A very good morning, viewers. It's 6 a.m. and you're watching Quick Morning with me, Deepak Suresh Kumar. Let's quickly get your Sunday morning started with the latest happening from not just India, but from across the world as well. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is currently on a historic two-day visit to Kuwait. On his day one, he addressed Indian diaspora and said trade and commerce have been essential pillars of bilateral relationship between both the nations. On his second day of his visit, he will meet the Amir of Kuwait, Mishal-Al Ahmade, and the Crown Prince, Sheikh Al-Khalid. The leaders will discuss on enhancing bilateral cooperation in defense, trade, as well as energy. Prime Minister will also meet with Kuwait's Prime Minister Ahmad Al-Abdullah, and several key MoUs will also be signed between the two nations. And during his address to the Indian diaspora, he also stressed on Make in India products. He also addressed the Indian community event titled Hala Modi. The Prime Minister also attended the opening ceremony of Arabian Gulf Cup, an event which celebrates the spirit of football in the region. He was invited as the guest of honor in the event.
भारत और कुवैत का रिश्ता सभ्यताओं का है, सागर का है, स्नेह का है, व्यापार कारोबार का है। भारत और कुवैत अरब सागर के दो किनारों पर बसे।
Nearly 7 Indian nationals were among those who sustained injuries in the Christmas market car attack which shook Germany. India has also expressed condolences to the victims of the attack. Indian embassy, in fact, in Berlin has also said that it was maintaining close contact with Indians who have been injured in the attack. 5 people, including a minor, were killed and over 60 people were injured when a Saudi doctor drove into a very busy Christmas market in Germany's Magdeburg. In a tragic incident in Punjab's Mohali, several people are feared trapped after a multi-story building collapsed, and the building collapsed during the excavation work that was being carried out in the basement of the adjacent building. Now, as per the officials, the gym was operating on all the 3 floors of the building that was collapsed, and Mohali police have booked the building owners Parvinder Singh and Gagandeep Singh under Section 105 of BNS. Several teams of the NDRF and police are also involved in the rescue operations at the site. Medical teams have been kept on standby. Personnel of the Indian Army have also been deployed for rescue and relief operations. Meanwhile, Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann has expressed his grief and said that action will be taken against all the culprits who are behind the accident.
है कि यहाँ कोई एक जिम था जिसमें कुछ नौजवान जरूर वर्जिश के लिए आते थे। एग्जैक्ट अभी तक कंफर्म नहीं हो पाया कितने लोग थे नहीं थे, और परमात्मा के आगे अरदास करते हैं कि किसी की जान ना जाए, और पूरा प्रशासन खुद लगा हुआ, रेस्क्यू टीमें भी लगी हुई हैं, एनडीआरएफ को भी सूचित किया हुआ है।
Now, more than 2 weeks after he took office, Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis allocated portfolio to his Council of Ministers. Fadnavis has retained the Home Ministry while taking the Energy, Law and Judiciary. General Administration Department has been taken by Fadnavis. Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde has been allocated the Urban Development and Housing as well as the PWD, which is the Public Works Department. On the other hand, NCP Chief and another Deputy Chief Minister, Ajit Pawar, has been given Finance as well as Planning and Excise Departments. Telangana Chief Minister Revant Reddy made some serious allegations against Allu Arjun in Telangana Assembly. The actor, graces legal charges in a stampede case involving the death of a woman during Pushpa 2 premiere at Sandhya Theatre. Minor also is in a critical stage as well. Revant Reddy held the actor responsible for the death of this woman. He also said that the police did not give any permission to the celebrity to visit Sandhya Theatre due to the space constraints. In his address, Allu Arjun also responded to clarify Revant Reddy's statements and denied all the allegations. He said that the horrifying incident was nobody's fault and expressed grief to the family that lost a woman. He also said that there has been a lot of misinformation and fake allegations being made against him and circulating on social media.
False allegations falling on you, saying this is your character assassination. But I'm here to put my foot down and say, and stand on my feet, grounded, and say, no. I have not done those allegations. I have not said anything like that. It is purely 100% false.
In a joint operation involving Assam Rifles, Tripura Police and Customs Department, Yaba tablets worth 78 crore rupees were seized from Ganchera in the Dhalai district. The security forces have dealt a significant blow to the drug trafficking network operating in the region. And as per officials, the joint team acted on specific intelligence inputs to intercept the consignment. The arrested accused are now being interrogated to gather more information from them about the narcotics networks and its operations. A terrorist associate has been arrested by joint team of police as well as the army in Bandipora. The suspect was apprehended after he attempted to flee during a Naka check at Nadihal. Authorities recovered a pistol, hand grenade and 15 rounds of ammunition from his possession. In another significant development, a joint team of security forces apprehended 2 individuals during a Naka checking operations in Yarbug. Now, the arrested individuals have been identified as Rashid Ahmad Butt and Sajid Ismail. These 2 individuals were helping terrorists carry out their infiltration as well as attack. Security officials have also recovered 1 pistol, 5 live rounds, 2 Chinese-made hand grenades as well as cash amounting to 10,600 rupees from their possession. Union Home Minister Amit Shah will inaugurate 8 major cooperative projects during his visit to Tripura for the Cooperative Conference. The event aims to boost the state's cooperative sector. He will inaugurate 18 stalls as well as 2 mobile vans and distribute micro ATMs to 50 cooperative societies. Shah will virtually inaugurate these key projects including petrol pump in Udaipur and a smart training center in Agartala. Tripura Chief Minister Manik Saha will also attend the event. In a tragic accident, viewers, 5 people including 3 women were killed while nearly 30 people sustained injuries when a mini goods vehicle overturned in Chhattisgarh's Bastar district. As per the officials, the accident took place near Chandameta village when the victims were returning from a weekly market. The driver lost control over the wheel, following which it skid off the road and overturned.
दुर्घटनाग्रस्त व्यक्तियों को लेके आया जा रहा है, जिसमें कि करीब 27 लोग अभी तक आए थे। अभी फिर से एम्बुलेंस में 3 लोगों को और लेके आया गया है और कंटिन्यूअस में अभी 15-15, 20-20 करके लाया जा रहा है। 81 टोटल संख्या बताई गई है। 4 लोगों की वहीं पर मृत्यु हुई है और यहाँ पर 1 की हुई है। और हम लोग यहाँ पर आपातकाल में अरेंजमेंट के लिए तुरंत जो CMO है, बाकी जो बाहर में थे, सबको बुला लिए हैं और पूरे हॉस्पिटल में हर एक वार्ड में, हर एक डिपार्टमेंट में पेशेंट को शिफ्ट कराया जा रहा है।
RJD leader Tejasvi Yadav voiced strong support for students protesting the 70th BPSC exams. He even visited the protest site where he said that the demands of the students are valid. He also emphasized the need for fairness, urging the government to address the concerns of youth and provide answers on this particular issue. Protests continue as students demand action and accountability from the government regarding the controversial examination process.
एकाध सेंटर का जो है रद्द भी किया गया है, तो लोगों की जो मांग है उस मांग का समर्थन करते हैं और सरकार से, माननीय मुख्यमंत्री और BPSC चेयरमैन से ये अपील करते हैं कि परीक्षा को रद्द किया जाए।
Well, viewers, now let's look at the other top stories from the world of business which matter to you and me. In a significant development at the 55th meeting of the GST Council in Jaisalmer, Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announced a series of key decisions. The Council extended the integrated goods and services tax exemption on surface-to-air missiles, reducing the financial burden on defense imports. Now, Sitharaman also revealed a GST rate cut on fortified rice kernels to 5%, a move designated to combat malnutrition. Further clarifications were also issued regarding GST on construction materials, agricultural goods, and also the other charges as well, while reduction in compensation cess for merchant exporters was approved to boost exports. Now, additionally, the Council exempted payment aggregators handling transactions below 2,000 rupees from GST and addressed the ongoing controversy over the tax treatment of caramelized popcorn. Clarifying the issue, Sitharaman explained that popcorn with added sugar, such as caramelized popcorn, would attract a higher tax rate due to the sugar content, while plain or salted popcorn remains taxed at a lower rate. However, no consensus was reached upon the inclusion of aviation turbine fuel or the ATF under GST, and discussions on health insurance and rate rationalization were also extended.
We've had airlines telling us, civil aviation requesting us, that ATF should be brought into the GST. It's not been agreed on. States did not feel comfortable. They didn't want ATF because they saw it as part of the crude, petroleum, diesel basket, and therefore they said that alone cannot be taken out.
Investors can expect a busy week on Dalal Street as multiple IPOs are set to launch. 5 mainland IPOs, including offerings from Concord, Enviro, Sanatan Textiles and Mamta Textiles, will open for subscriptions on December 27th and close on December 23rd. Additionally, Unimec Aerospace's IPO will open on December 23rd and close on 26th with a price range of 745 to 785 rupees per share. Allotment for IPOs launched on December 20th, such as Carraro India and also Senor's Pharmaceuticals, will be finalized by December 26th, with listings scheduled for December 30th. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman also confirmed that no decision was made regarding the proposal to reduce the goods and service tax on food delivery charges from 18% to 5%. The proposal, which is under discussion for months, was deferred for further deliberation by the group of ministers, and if approved, the reduction would offer significant relief to consumers, lowering food delivery costs for platforms like Zomato and Swiggy and other aggregators. However, the proposed switch to a 5% GST rate could create challenges for e-commerce operators, as businesses would not be able to claim input tax credit, potentially increasing their tax burden, and this change could impact the ongoing disputes, notably the 803 crore rupees GST demand from Zomato in Maharashtra. The decision, if implemented, could ease tax disputes and benefit consumers, but might pose financial challenges for smaller operators in the market. PVR INOX has introduced a new pay for what you watch model called Flexi Show, allowing viewers to pay only for the time they watch a film, with the option to leave the theatre at any given point. The service is currently being piloted in select cinemas across Delhi NCR and Gurugram for specific shows with a 10% premium on the ticket price. This initiative is part of PVR INOX's efforts to offer flexible pricing and enhance the movie-going experience. The company operates 1,747 screens with a focus on premium screens in major cities like Bengaluru, Mumbai and Delhi NCR. Serbian Prime Minister Milos Vučević has criticized the European Union's decision to impose tariffs of up to 45.3% on Chinese-made electric vehicles set to last for at least 5 years, calling the move unfair and detrimental to all parties involved. In a recent interview, Vučević warned that tariffs would harm not only Chinese manufacturers but also European automakers with factories in China, creating a paradox for the European Union. He expressed concerns that such trade protectionism would not yield positive outcomes for the EU, especially as the global economic center shifts from Europe to Asia. Now, viewers, it's time for us to take a look at what's happening across the globe, because we'll get you a wrap-up of the top stories from across the world. Dozens of workers from London's most recognizable department store, Harrods, went on strike in a dispute over pay and working conditions. Around 176 workers gathered outside the department store demanding Christmas bonus. The workers also demand for an end to forcing part-time cleaners to work 9 consecutive days and a daily meal allowance for restaurant and kitchen workers. This is the second time Harrods workers have voted to strike this year. Another strike has also been called on December 26th. And as per the union, 95% of the staff had voted in favor of the strike. Russia was pounded by a major attack in the city of Kazan as a series of 8 drones targeted the high-rise buildings. The strikes reportedly hit several multi-story buildings across Kazan. The Russian governments accused Ukraine of being behind the drone assault following the attack. Authorities in Kazan have launched emergency response efforts and residents were evacuated from the affected buildings. Almost 6 residential buildings were hit during these attacks. As per local authorities, there were no casualties. Flights were temporarily halted at Kazan's airport and all mass gatherings stand cancelled for the next 2 days. The drone attack comes after Russia attacked Kyiv and other cities in Ukraine. Russia reportedly launched a barrage of 60 drones and 5 ballistic missiles on Ukrainian cities as drones and missiles hit residential areas in Kyiv. In order to avoid President-elect Donald Trump's demands for a debt ceiling increase into the new year, the Senate hurriedly passed a bipartisan measure that would temporarily fund federal operations and also disaster aid in the face of a government shutdown deadline. The agreement gives farmers about $10 billion in agricultural support and $100 billion in disaster relief while funding the government at current levels through March 14. Senator Chuck Schumer, the Senate Majority Leader, announced that there will be no government shutdown right before Christmas. He further stated that this is a good bill and it will keep the government open and will help Americans affected by hurricanes and other natural disasters.
Tonight, the Senate delivers good news for America. There will be no government shutdown right before Christmas. This is a good bill. It'll keep the government open and funds and helps Americans affected by hurricanes and natural disasters, helps our farmers and avoid harmful cuts.
After the attack on the Christmas market in Germany's Manenberg, which killed about 5 people and injured over 100, the German police has searched a house in a town in Bernburg. Authorities have also identified the attacker as a 50-year-old doctor who has been identified as Talib, who has been taken into custody for further questioning. After the attack, the German Chancellor Olaf Scholz also visited the attacked market site to express solidarity and promised responding through necessary criminal laws. Further, he also lit candles and flowers were placed by mourners outside a church sympathizing with the victims because a similar attack took place in Germany 8 years ago when an Islamist terrorist attacked a Christmas market in Berlin where 13 people were killed and 70 others were seriously injured. A Falcon 9 rocket is launched from California's Vandenberg Space Force Base, embarking upon SpaceX's Bandwagon 2 mission. 30 satellites were put into orbit during the mission, including payloads for various companies like Korea Ad, Aeroscience and Technology, Exo Launch, Hawkeye 360, Maverick Space Systems, Sidus Space, Tomorrow Companies Inc., etc., and also True Anomaly and Think Orbital. SpaceX has earlier launched a Bandwagon 1 mission, launching 11 satellites in April. SpaceX has launched 11 transporter missions till date. The first one, which flew in January 2021, lofted 143 satellites to orbit, a single launch record that still stands. And further, owing to the recent launch, the Falcon 9's first stage returned to Earth about 8 minutes after the launch, landing vertically back at Vandenberg launch site. Following the Israeli strikes in Gaza, Pope Francis started his Christmas address by mentioning the destruction in Gaza owing to the ongoing Israel-Hamas conflict. Pope said that bombing children in Gaza is not war, rather cruelty. He further mentioned that even his patriarch was not able to enter Gaza because of the Israeli bombings. Pope Francis, in his annual Christmas address, further referred to gossiping as an evil amongst his closest collaborators and advised against slandering one another. He further asked everybody to self-introspect their own conscience during Christmas holiday season. Owing to the increase in violent behavior and also bullying amongst children, the Albanian Prime Minister Edi Rama has said that the government will soon shut down the TikTok video service for a year following the death of a teenager girl by getting stabbed by another teen after a fight broke out on TikTok in November, led the Albanian authorities to hold 1,300 meetings with the teachers and as well as the parents of all these social media content creators. Prime Minister Edi Rama, also speaking at a meeting with teachers and parents, said that TikTok would be fully closed for all. There will be no TikTok in the Republic of Albania. He further said that Albania would see how the company and other countries react to the one-year shutdown before deciding whether to allow the company to resume operations in Albania or not. As huge crowds gathered to pick up food and clothing items given out at yearly Christmas activities, at least 13 people, including 4 children, were killed in 2 separate stampedes in Nigeria. According to authorities, on Saturday, this was confirmed as the nation grapples with the biggest cost of living crisis in a decade. Local organizations, churches and individuals are increasingly planning charity activities before Christmas. And the 2 accidents occurred days after another stampede of this kind in Africa's most populous nation. Police spokesman Josephine Ade said in a statement that more than 1,000 people had been evacuated from the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Maitama, an upscale area of the capital Abuja, after the initial stampede in the early hours of the morning killed 10 people. Welcome back, viewers. Let's now take a look at what's happening in the Middle East as well as West Asia, because tensions continue to rise between Israel and Hamas. A legal notice has been sent to Kohli co-owned pub in Bengaluru, 1-8, for flouting fire safety norms. Now, the notice was issued by Bruhat Bengaluru Mahanagar Palike, or the BBMP. The Bengaluru civic body has issued a notice to the pub on a complaint alleging fire safety violations. The pub, located near Chinnaswamy Stadium, has been accused of operating without obtaining mandatory clearances, including a no objection certificate from the fire department. Anmolpreet Singh etched his name into the history books as he registered the fastest ever List A 100 by an Indian playing for Punjab. Anmolpreet slammed a 35-ball 100 in the round 1 clash of the tournament against Arunachal Pradesh. New Zealand cricket has sent a delegation to Pakistan to assess the security arrangements for the ODI tri-series between Pakistan and New Zealand and South Africa. New Zealand Players Association representative Brad Rodden is in Karachi and Lahore to see the security arrangements and other preparations for the tri-series. India's pace spearhead Jasprit Bumra is on the cusp of breaking Kapil Devs' all-time record for the country in Test cricket. Bumra has 194 scalps to his credit in 43 tests and needs 6 more to become the fastest Indian pacer to reach 200 wickets in the red ball format. The record currently belongs to 1983 World Cup winning skipper Kapil Devs. The legendary all-rounder had bagged his 200th wicket in the 50th test of his career. Now, viewers, moving on from the world of sports, let's track what's happening in the world of entertainment. Actor Blake Lively has filed a complaint against, quote-unquote, It Ends With Us co-star and director Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment and an alleged coordinated effort to destroy her reputation. According to Lively's complaint, things got so bad during filming that an all-hands-on-deck meeting was held to address her claims of hostile work environment. Baldoni's legal team fired back and called her shameful. The legal team said that the claims by Blake Lively are false. Former US President Barack Obama has shared the annual list of his favorite movies, and Payal Kapadia's All We Imagine as Light topped the list. The movie has been garnering appreciation globally, and it made history after its win at the Cannes Film Festival. The movie has also bagged several key nominations in prestigious awards as well. With that, viewers, it's a wrap on this edition of Quick Morning. We'll be right back with more live and breaking news updates. Stay tuned to Republic TV.